Welcome to Anime Out of Context, a comedy review show hosted by a basement dweller who grew up scrounging terrible fan subs on sketchy websites prior to the convenience of modern streaming, alongside a willfully ignorant soul whose only knowledge of anime comes from the shows forced upon him here. This show will contain spoilers, incorrect information, and copious amounts of adult language. Our hosts are not experts on any topic, and everything they say should be taken with a grain of salt. Thank you for listening, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
And I maintain that Chidi Anaganye is more fuckable than your waifu.
I'm Shaun Rollins.
I'm Remington Chase.
Alright, Remington, I got a question for you.
I have an answer.
You ever thought about having kids?
I don't think you're allowed to ask me that in a job interview.
You're not, but thank God this isn't a job interview. You're already hired.
Ah, shit. I was really trying to tank it. I mean, thought about it? Yes. Seriously considered it? Not really.
Yeah, absolutely not, because we're millennials and we are in a very crisis-ridden time period where it is.
Yeah. Look, I'm not an antinatalist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not an antinatalist, but I get it.
Yeah, like, if people can start a family and have kids and be happy with it, that's great. But for you and me, Rem, as things stand, that's a bad idea. But here's the thing. If you were to have a kid, what is the one thing you would know?
Oh, I mean, besides our, of course, canonical daughter, Samantha.
Yes, of course, yes.
We cherish.
Yes, we do cherish.
We don't want another kid, to be clear.
Yeah, because planning is important, is all we're going to say. But, Rem, what is the one thing you wouldn't do if you had a kid? Or, okay.
I feel like that's a long list.
That's a very long list. Hey, Rem, how about this? Give me some examples of what you would automatically consider to be some of the worst parenting decisions ever.
Leaving them alone with a fork and a socket.
Okay.
That'd be pretty high up on the list.
Right.
Feeding them arsenic.
That's pretty bad.
That'd be a no-no.
Let's scale it back a little. Let's not go to actual murder or accidental death. Let's scale it back a little.
Okay, keep it light. Keep it
light. Yeah, we don't want to just talk about kids being murdered or accidentally killing themselves constantly, unless it's appropriately funny. We're going into this one pretty cold, so we gotta warm people up to the idea.
Maybe only speaking to them in Klingon. That would be
that'd be rough. Could you imagine
fuck 'em up.
sending a kid to school and they only speak Klingon?
Oh no. Showing them anime. That'd fuck them up quick.
Hey, look at how I turned out.
Thank you for the evidence. Yeah, I think those would all be pretty high up.
Those are the pretty big ones. You kind of touched on the point of the anime we're going to be talking about, because today, Rem, I've got an anime for you that's got kind of a buck wild concept.
Okay.
So the anime we're going to be talking about is an anime titled Kotaro wa Hitori Gurashi. And it's, simply put, it's an anime about a 4-year-old who lives by himself.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's standard anime rules, but like
way more extreme.
Yeah.
And I saw this anime recommended to us a couple times, and I was like, a kid living on his own. I don't know if that's like really the real interesting to talk about on our show, but I'll give it a look. They neglected to mention that it is just a 4-year-old living alone in an apartment next to a washed-up manga artist.
Oh man, that's layers. Oh no, their only influence is manga. It's my worst fears.
And this whole show, Rem, I shit you not, is just like their interactions and like the antics of this literal child living on his own and like being very self-sufficient for a 4-year-old.
And it lasts a whole 8 minutes before he climbs out the window. So it's a solid show till then.
Oh Jesus, we're back on the dark child death stuff. Rem, this is supposed to be a slice of life comedy, and not about child neglect at all. Definitely not.
Do they explain it?
They do.
What is the explanation?
Look, man, you gotta see it for yourself. Like it's.
Oh, okay.
It is an explanation, I will say that.
Oh, lovely. All right.
And I just saw, like, this is one of those shows, Rem, where, like, I wasn't thinking we would do an episode on it initially when I, like, heard of it. But after watching it myself and just the sheer concept of it alone. This is one of those weird concept anime. It's a Netflix exclusive as well, by the way.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, which is, and I was just like, does this have potential to be a funny podcast episode? And I thought to myself, well, there's nothing funnier than child neglect, so let's get into it. Do you have any additional questions about this show, Rem?
I mean, so many more, but I imagine that they will be best answered through watching.
Yeah, because that is the whole premise. It's about our main character, Shin Karino, who is greeted by Kotaro, and he is just the new neighbor, and he speaks like a very formal adult for the most part, and Shin is like concerned, understandably, and especially spends a good amount of his time when he's not drawing, trying to keep an eye on him and make sure that things are okay, which apparently they are. So, this is a strange concept, Rem, and I want to know if you have anything good to say about it, anything bad to say about it, and whether or not this show should have existed in the first place.
Alternate title to the show is just Tee-hee child neglect. So let's jump into this shit and, see, I have no idea what to really expect.
Like, neither did I. Like, and Rem, the cover photo they used for this is even more concerning.
Oh no.
Because it has the kid front and center, right?
Yeah.
He's wearing like a traditional like young kid school outfit.
Sure.
It's got the adults in the background. And the kid is just holding up like a wakizashi, which is a mini katana essentially.
Yep.
So like
but of course.
So there's the picture. Also the kid
how else is he going to fight intruders? What the fuck? Excuse me?
A completely normal looking kid, right?
Also, I don't like dark leopard print, homie, in the background.
Yeah.
Or cheetah print, perhaps. I'm worried.
This is going to be an experience, Rem, and it's an experience we're going to go through together.
No.
Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Let's go watch some Kotaru Lives Alone.
What the fuck is this show? Alright, Shaun. Are you feeling horny?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after watching 3 whole episodes of Kotaru wa Hitori Gurashi. And Rem, is this anime incredibly concerning with its guide to parenting, or is it actually just a cute little slice of life type deal?
No, it's genuinely concerning and also like intentionally so. But also unintentionally so. There's lots of concern in this show.
Okay then, Rem. Care to elaborate on why this is a concerning show, to say the least?
Well, we can split things into 2 categories, right? One is the intentional concerning bits.
Okay.
And that is that the show, like, it starts out and it's very upfront that, like, hey, we're aware that this is a child living on their own. As opposed to, like, if it was some random wacky slice of life comedy, the main character may never address it. It may never even get addressed by others, potentially, right? No, all the characters are aware, including the protagonist, including little Kotaro. And it's it's outright stated at this point, spoiler warning, for the first 3 episodes of the show, I guess. It's stated outright that the mother is dead, and at very least, the father figure is wildly problematic. Who knows? Maybe I'll make the prediction and say, yeah, I'm gonna go full prediction already on this son of a bitch. The dad is problematic. We know that, right? Because the dad at some point found a photo of his child posted to like a daycare or something and stormed in angrily asking about his son. Right. The mother is dead.
So there's an I told you there was an explanation.
My prediction is that these 2 things are connected in an uncomfortable way.
What are you trying to say, Ren?
I think that Kotaro's dad killed his mom. His dad might be in prison right now. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm leaning.
You really think they would go that dark a route with this very happy-go-lucky show with a cute art style?
All right, well, yeah, we'll talk about the art style in a moment. But they've already, like, gestured towards it, so I think they might. But, so that's in the category of, like, intentionally concerning.
Right.
Then we hit the middle ground of supposed to be lightly concerning, but I still think it's more concerning than they depict it to be. And that is everything to do with Tamaru. So in part one, you showed me a picture, and there was one dude in a dark cheetah print outfit, and I was like, ooh, I'm not getting good vibes off that guy. Yeah, correct.
You were right to, you're saying.
Very much so. Man, he makes me uncomfortable. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. He does not respect the 4-year-old's boundaries, always wants physical contact with the 4-year-old after he lost custody to his own son. And also at one point, him and Kotaro go shopping, and he peeks in the fitting room and the changing room.
Yeah. Man. Rem, people say that you jump to conclusions too quickly on characters. I feel like you were spot on the money with this one.
The moment I saw him, and here's the thing, because what I think the show is trying to do, right, is be like, oh, it looks concerning, but it's actually not, right? I think that's the intention with Tamaru.
It definitely
but
is.
it actually is, though.
Yeah,
it's
no.
Like, it's not like, oh, it seems to be concerning and other people are concerned, but they shouldn't be. It's not actually... No, it is. It is actually concerning. It genuinely, sincerely, not okay for so many reasons. Also, very weird elements are that... And this one, I'm just like, what the fuck, writers? At one point, it feels the need to tell us that Kotaro has a sexy dream of one of his neighbors. I don't... He's 4, y'all. Come on now. Come on, man. I don't... So yeah, this show's a weird one.
Yeah.
Also, it's a very laid-back style, but also a million things happen every single episode.
Yes.
Like, it feels laid back, but so much is going on, and I really... And none of it feels super well developed. None of it feels poorly developed by any means, but it's like the bare basics. It's going to give you all the essentials for whatever idea it is trying to get across, right? And then it's gonna move the fuck on immediately. And
yeah.
I just feel like maybe it could slow the fuck down and like enjoy the moment at any stage. But there's just so much, and then we move on, and then there's more, and then we move on, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Either this should have been short form, still of the exact same content, right?
Right.
But short form, or it should have slowed down, because as it stands, there's not really a point to each episode as a whole in any way. And there's hardly a point to a lot of the shorter bits. And I'm just like, why were these put together? Because it's also not just a silly, wacky show where that would be okay, because it does have points it's trying to make. It does have a broader narrative that it's trying to introduce. It's a weird show, and not a bad show. It's got interesting ideas, but and now let's talk about the art as well.
Okay, I was wondering when you were going to bring it up.
What is up with the snake eye pupils?
Dude, I wish I could tell you.
Little fucking alien kid and one alien neighbor. What the fuck? What are they trying to accomplish with this art style?
I wish I could tell you, like, cause Rem, you and I.
And then there are times where the female neighbor, who Mizuki, she sometimes just feels like her art is in a different show, especially when they're at the host club, right?
Oh yeah, because like she has like fully normal detailed eyes, whereas the vast majority of all of the characters either have black slits or black circles.
Yeah, and then when she's like at the club, she'll have like much more detailed hair and accessories and stuff to a significant degree greater than anybody else. Yeah. What the fuck is this show? What's going on? Because I like the idea of like, oh, look, it's just a cute, silly slice of life. But actually, we're going to be dealing with some real serious issues that are a little bit fucked up. And that, like that, I vibe with that concept. I'm down for that shit.
Yeah.
But then a lot of the little weird details. What the fuck? Why do we need Kotaro to go on a date and go to the bathhouse with his sexy female neighbor that he has pervy intentions on and then has a sexy dream about? Why is that necessary? Why was that a part of any of this?
Look, man, you're asking a lot of questions that I don't have the answers to. I'm just telling you what I told you at the start. Is I got a couple dozen requests to watch this show. I was like, all right, sure, I'll give it a look. Looked at the art style. I was like, Now, I'm not the kind of person who judges a show based on art style because I'm a big Mob Psycho fan. And I can understand that art style doesn't always dictate the quality of a show. But this is one of the few times where I am worried about how the art comes across and then some of the subject matter with it. It was a concerning thing to research, and I just had to share it with you, Rem, because I wanted you to break it down for me, to explain to me why this show is the way it is, and apparently I was expecting a little too much.
I just feel... Oh, at the same time, you have these, like, lovely moments. Like, at one point, there's somebody is selling balloons on the street. Not even selling, just giving one away per person. And so Kotaro, he arrives and he ends up putting on a bunch of different disguises so he can end up with 4 different balloons. And he's like, oh, this is for my younger brother, one for my younger sister, one for my mom, one for my dad. And then he gets the manga artist neighbor he's like, hey, can you draw faces on these? Manga artist neighbor's like, what? But faces are drawn on them, and then Kotaro just goes and plays in the park with these balloons in an adorable yet tragic little scene. Like shit like that. Oh yeah, that's great. That's poignant. That's interesting. But then at the same time, you have something I thought might become interesting at some point, especially with how important it is. And I guess there's still plenty of time for it to become interesting.
I mean, you say plenty of time, Rem. It's only 10 episodes, the whole thing.
Yeah. But the TV show that Kotaro is really interested in, right? But here's the thing. Kotaro's made it clear he used to cope with this show. Now he just likes this show. Okay, so I guess we lose that angle on it. And then they're like, oh, okay, by the way, here's the finale of the show. All right. Is that going to be a problem? No, not really. Okay. Then why are we devoting so much time to this? Why? What's the point? So often this show, it's interesting and it's precise and I'm like, okay, that's very well done. Other times I'm like, what are you talking about? What's happening?
And other times you stare into Kotaro's eyes and you feel like your soul is being sucked out of your corporeal form.
Like I think that overall this is a good show, but I think especially for me, I think it largely missed the mark. And I'm still generally interested in what happens, but it's sort of in the category where I'm like, I might be willing to just read the synopsis.
You're gonna find the spark notes on this and just read those and be like, okay, I could write a book report on this.
Yeah, because it's like, I like what's going on, but while watching, I didn't feel wildly interested. Like, I wasn't enjoying myself a whole bunch. I was just, like, vaguely interested in what happens next. So I want to see where the show goes and what it's doing with all of its concepts.
But you don't actually want to watch it?
But yeah, I don't feel like it's necessary for me to watch more of it.
So, this is interesting, because I only made you watch 3 episodes of this, and and arguments could be made. It would have been perfect to show you 5 whole episodes of this show, because of how short it is on a whole. But when I did my research on it, I thought 3 episodes might be more than enough. Do you agree with my assessment on that, or do you feel like there could have been...
I mean, at this stage, but there's going to be people who are like, how dare you stop? Because in episode 4, it's implied how heavily he was abused. And it's like, well, yeah, but I already know that. It's very clear with his aversion to being hated, or like one of the big things is that he felt wildly shamed because he wasn't able to take a bath and felt filthy. And that clearly is related to some sort of trauma, that his parents felt like he was filthy and like wanted him to keep his distance or would not interact with him, or maybe wouldn't like touch him or shit like that, right? Some variation of those themes. It's like, I get it. I understand. I'm like, I don't feel like it's going to surprise me. It's like, I think I know what it's building up to. I think I understand the art, and it's a fine art. I just don't feel the need to be there the entire time.
You can listen to some schmuck on a podcast tell you about it, and you'd be satisfied. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Like I feel like I could just watch like a 20-minute video essay on it, and that would give me everything I want.
Man, I don't know if anybody's ever done a video essay on this particular show. The first one I get is calling it the darkest anime of 2022. But it's not 20 minutes. It's only 8 minutes.
Unironically, I feel like that would probably be satisfying.
Yeah.
Like, any of these 10-minute or less videos, one's 15, one's like 26 or something, I feel like you're probably fine just watching those, and you'll watch it and you'll be like, oh, that is interesting, and then you can move on. Because once again, and I acknowledge, I think this is a better show than it is for me, right? It's better, I think, objectively than it is for me, but not by like a ton. Mm-hmm. And still, it just, I don't know. I'll probably give it like it might be a straight 5. I might be just truly ambivalent. Maybe a 5.5. But yeah, I think I'm just ambivalent on this show.
Interesting. Yeah, because this is a bit of a weird one. So the thing that I should also mention is that this is what is known as an ONA, which you're familiar with OVA, right? Original video animation.
Yeah.
This is just that, but for the internet specifically, it's an original net animation. So,
okay.
So what it means is this essentially went straight to Netflix. And that there's not a problem with that. Like, a lot of good things can be like ported straight to streaming services, but the nature of that is there wasn't a huge there wasn't a whole lot of like advertising that I noticed for it. Like, I completely spaced that this existed when it first came out in March earlier this year. Like, I think I might have read the name. I was like, oh, that's a thing. And then I actually go into and research it myself, and it's like, oh, okay, oh, interesting. So,
I mean, Shaun, so presumably you've seen all 10 episodes, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you think of my assessment that I feel like watching a video essay on it would give me all of the interesting bits and just streamline that process? Am I wrong? Is there anything in this show left that would truly curveball or surprise me in a fascinating, delightful way?
I don't think so. I watched it and I was like, okay, this is dark in some areas and happy-go-lucky in others, and it's obviously directed to an older audience, but it's like, it feels a bit straightforward, if you catch my meaning.
Yeah, it's like the concepts are interesting. It's like, but I never felt strong emotions in the 3 episodes I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could tell, oh, okay, it's capturing this emotion in an interesting way. But never like some other anime we've seen where I'm like, ooh, yeah, right there. Oh, fuck. Right. I never had any of that. Or like, oh my god, that's so pure and wholesome. Like, I could tell, like, oh yeah, this is a nice wholesome moment. Oh, that's sort of fucked up. But that's all, like, all it was just, yeah, that's where it is, I guess.
That's basically what I felt throughout the rest of the show. And there are some things that are genuinely, truly, like, dark and screwed up in it, but like not presented in such an interesting way that I think, oh yeah, everybody needs to watch this.
Yeah, like, I feel like this, it's competent, it's vaguely interesting. If you're looking for something to watch, like, it is an option.
It is one of the options to watch.
It is a genuine candidate that, hey, if you hear the sound of it and you're like, ooh, okay. I mean, I'm looking for something to have on anyway. So sure, I guess why not? Sort of, but it wouldn't be my if you have a list, right? If I wouldn't
Right.
put it on the watch list if there's a long list. But
so you
if
mean my
you've-
list? You're saying it
Yeah.
shouldn't belong on my list. I see.
Yes, but if you've run out and
If
you're just like, I want to watch something decent. This is something decent.
It's not gonna actively make me want to kill myself, and it's not gonna like emotionally devastate me too much. Hopefully.
I imagine it'll emotionally devastate a lot of people.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just didn't for me.
Yeah, no, like maybe there's something wrong with you and me, Rem, but it just didn't do it for me either, and I've seen all 10 episodes. I
feel quite vindicated.
Yeah, no, like I'm not always gonna be the one to vindicate you in these opinions, Rem, but like this one, this is genuinely a case of I watched this show and like I kind of wanted to show it to you based on the concept alone and how they present everything because I needed to talk to somebody else about this because as you might expect not many people are talking about it.
Yeah.
So if you had to guess, Rem, do you any thoughts on what the Mal score for this show is?
I think, because unfortunately, I think I feel like this is going to be one of those cases where people are going to be like, what are you talking about? Every episode had me in tears, either through laughing or crying. And I think it's going to be like 8 point, because I just don't feel like it. I'm missing what they're saying, but I think it's going to be 8.17.
8.17. Okay.
I think
Well,
it's going to be very high.
well,
Astonishingly so.
well. There have only been. 50...
Well, you know what? Actually, 7.92.
Okay. All
Let's
right.
recalibrate.
Fair enough. So this anime, not many people have seen it, like I mentioned, and even fewer people probably reviewed it because currently on Mal it is only sitting with 52,192 ratings.
Okay.
And so with that many responses, Kotaru Lives Alone is sitting nice and pretty at 8.30.
Holy fuck. God, I don't...
Like, Rem, that was the other big reason why I wanted to show the show to you.
I feel like I don't get it.
You just feel like you're not the target demographic?
I feel like I am the target demographic.
Oh, no. That makes it bad, Rem.
Like, I feel like, give me the premise of the show and be like, oh, and it's like super fucked up, deals with these themes, but in a not wildly in your face way most of the time. And it combines like wholesome with also like dark and fucked up, and the human foibles explored in a fascinating way. Like, hell yes! And then I watch it and I'm like, oh, and it's like, are you disappointed? I'm like, yeah. And it's like, why? It had everything I said it would. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it did. I guess you are correct.
Oh, man.
It's a show where I'm like, look, if you think you'll like the show, you'll probably like it more than Shaun and I did.
Yeah, like, I know
statistically speaking, you will like it more than we did. But yeah, it just didn't land.
Yeah, because, like, Rem, I'm going to tell you right now, we got a decent amount of recommendations for it as well. And I know for a fact that all 3 people who watched the show are going to be pissed with us. But yeah, no, Rem, I'm glad for once we can agree on something in a reasonable and understandable manner. And for all those who are about to send me messages like, you should have just shown him the whole thing, it's like, I don't feel like I needed to. I really don't. Like if
what was I wrong in my hypothesis for like the general trajectory? I don't think so. So if I was correct in the general trajectory of the show, which I feel very confident in, like, once again, I'm generally interested to see what happens next.
Yeah.
But I'm probably just gonna watch the 8-minute video on it.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe if we get a large enough outcry, people will be like, oh no, you gotta watch everything. Maybe Rem will watch it all by himself in his spare time.
I'll send a tweet about
yeah, because I'm not gonna force him to sit through a full another episode of this. I just don't think there's much to add to the discussion, unfortunately.
I feel like we've seen just about everything in those first 3 episodes. And I know people will be like, but you haven't seen this particular element of it. And it's like, look, there might be a missing event, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
and some clarifications about certain details that you might have misinterpreted.
But we've seen everything it has to offer. We've seen the showcase, right?
Yeah. And I'm sorry to all the people who say that this is one of their favorite shows of the year. I am so goddamn sorry. We got a lot of recommendations like that, and I wish I could sympathize. I really do, because usually I'm with the weebs on it, but it's like, it feels like I'm looking at a lake, but when I step into the lake, it's only about a little above ankle deep. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
So I'm able to get wet in it, but it's not going to be as thrilling as an experience as if I was to like go properly swimming.
You've heard it here first, folks. The 4-year-old makes Shaun wet.
No, Rem, you can't.
Just call him
that.
Tamaru.
No.
Feel free to send his cheetah print in the PO box.
No. Do fucking not. Absolutely not, sir. That is a bad joke and should be cut.
I don't know. It's pretty funny, though. Dylan, if it's funny, keep it in. And it is.
Oh, God, you can't ask Dylan if it's funny. He prefers the darkest of dark humidity?
He loves that dark humidity. There we go. We're done here.
We're done. I'm fucking done. I'm out of here. Let's leave old Snake Eyes behind. So, final question. Is there any chance you'd like to watch some more Kotaru Lives Alone with me?
Maybe, like, in the background?
I'll just send you the link to that 8-minute video I found.
Cool.
And with that, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoy Rem being confused by scary-eyed children, then please head on over to wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Stitcher. We do promise to read every single one, and they do mean the world to us. But if that is still not enough for you, you can head on over to twitch.tv/animeoutofcontext, where myself, Remington, and Dylan do occasionally play video games, exceedingly poorly. And if that is still not enough for you, you can head on over to patreon.com/animeoutofcontext, where you gain access to all kinds of lovely bonus material, including having the opportunity to have your name read aloud on the podcast. So, Rem, who are we thanking this week?
Well, as always, we would like to send our regards to all of our bland bitch protagonists, as well as our magical girls, who we really appreciate. But moving on, we get to our yandere waifus, who are doing unspeakably awful, traumatic things that will be explained at a later date. And on that day, we have Alex, Zombie Stomp 91, Soul Eater's Life, Xanax, Yandere Neko, Yahir, Why Shaun, Humstuv, Walk Me Home Gently, Way to Shell, Tyler Worley, Turtley Enough for the Turtle Club, Trenton Farrell, Travis J. Humphrey, Totally God, Tim Westy, The Susanator, The Big Bean, that one anime dude who's also a duck, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is my favorite anime, Take Me Cheeks, Spicitus, that fellow who shall reign supreme after rewriting the phonetic system, Silent Secondary, Shoujo Addict who doesn't need help, just more manga to read and anime to watch, Sean's hot, throbbing gumdrop buttons.
I hate that.
Shaun, read this. Oh, fuck. All right, sure. Yulkim. There we go.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, Shaun.
That didn't hurt my ears at all.
Oh, same, dude. Shaun, punish Rem and make him watch Excel World. Shaun, a random diner menu does not count as playmat in official White Sports events. School Days and Planet for the Fields, Salty Pretzel, Ross Palmer, Rhiannon Williams, Rem gave me depression. Please give me a cool and interesting anime-related pun name. Go, Shaun!
Guys, stop! I can't keep doing this. Oh, God.
When children get cold, they put on their coat a row. There you go.
That's so bad.
Hey, you had nothing, all right? You had nothing, so I gave them something.
Because I could only think of bad things. I was trying to be more generous to the situation.
Pern the Merson fan. Oh boy, an ounce of serotonin, don't mind if I do. No waifu, no lifu. Nick Harvey, Makeka7 Hierto, Mexican Gone Freaks, My Sazitzi, Matthew Drum Says Dylan's an Angel, Matt02 Max, Lizzie Anthea, King Rich Rock, Casey Mosley, Cassidy, Just a Traveler, Joey Wheeler says, battle not with monsters lest ye become a monster, and if you gaze into the abyss, it will say, yeah. Jax, Jam Hands, I Remington am a Kappa, and I love to steal everyone's butt balls. I want Rem to ruin Darling and the Franks for me. I liked them before it was cool, boasts Misaka, proudly clutching the new album by her favorite band, Baby Penguin Afterglow. Hunter Davies. Hey, Yugs, it's Jump Fast, BB. I want Rem to run Steins Gate for all of us. Yes, you know I'm talking to you. I'm not paying, so you will hear it. Glenn Michael Dolan, fuck of Love Fox and Boy. Farmer Weeb's bad pickup line of the week. Do you know what perjury is? Fantide, Extreme Cobra, Epic Amy, Elite Knight, Drink Milk to prevent wobbly bones, not a conspiracy, Dickite, Mimicin, Pikachu, and Tris, Pentafluorethyl, Trifluorophosphate, also known as FAP, and finally Trans 1,4 Bis 4 Pridal Eth. Crumbsluts Bakery took magic pill to go back in time, now dough is just raw. Creed 13, Cotton Candy out of context. Shy 900, Cheese Monkey, Celsalia Stover, Cage in the House, Brockhart for Geodudes, Blood for the Blood God, Skulls for the Skull Throne, Big Blue Bear Boy, as your best friend, I know what your one docky is, and it's of Arachnera. As stated previously, I'm a proud member of the SOS Brigade and totally wasn't kidnapped and forced to join by Haruhi. Anime out of context, Gone Wild, XXX, 18 plus, only listen if alone, delete your history. Elise Howard, AJ Tunnels, AJ Honey, and now we go to the Boy Wizard tier where you get the task you avoided by writing a Patreon name. Chris, you get planning your fiance's birthday. And then Shaun, read this. That sweet, sweet, silky frog ass juice. Mmm.
I'm starting to think that people are naming themselves Shaun Say This so that you have to do that voice every time.
What voice, Shaun? It's just you reading it.
Oh, I see. That's where we're going. That's the game we're playing. I understand.
Now we move on to the Boy Wizard tier, where everybody will be assigned a children's television show to cope with their trauma around. We start with Yu Yu Hakusho is the best tournament arc anime. You get SpongeBob SquarePants. Warning, you're 799 episodes away. You're getting Blue's Clues. Vincent Calabrese, you're getting Fairly Odd Parents. Just the old stuff. You know, just the old stuff for you. Don't worry.
And don't worry, you don't have to think about a certain creator at all. Just ignore that
Great Ball of Despair. You get the Backyardigans. Stupid Sexy Nergigante. You get Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Shuffleboard is Totes a Sport. You get Avatar: The Last Airbender. Rat Visa: The Finish. You get Hey Arnold. Please watch a Healer Girl, a cute slice of life about using music to heal people. Also, Rem is still a girl. You get The Loud House. My Afro Ate My Dog, you get Rugrats. Momo the Griff, you get The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Mike Wants an Overlord review, you get Star versus the Forces of Evil. Miguel DeLeon, you're going to get Gravity Falls. Mephiles, the King of Swords has arrived, motherfuckers. You are going to get Kim Possible. Maitawa says first 3 arcs of Bakemonogatari is just 8 episodes. You're getting Lizzie McGuire. Latinos Eats Death and Anime for Breakfast. You're getting Even Stevens. We're very solidly early 2000s on this list right now.
Like the fact that I recognize every single one of these is really like isolating me into a specific slot.
Yeah. Jacob Payne, you are getting Mickey Mouse, specifically the one that started in 2013. Inuyasha is my favorite cryptid. You are getting Phineas and Ferb. Harrison, you get Sophia the First. Go ahead, call the cops. It won't unwatch the harem in the labyrinth. God help me. You
Poor
get
guy.
Doc McStuffins. Don't know.
I'm familiar with it.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I am. I have a little
Why?
brother. Because I have a little brother. That's why.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fair.
And it is a very concerning title for a very innocent show.
Oh, man. Dylan, when are you taking over? You get Milo Murphy's Law. Crimson Reapers, just because of the scythes. You are going to get DuckTales. Ooh.
Woo.
You choose whether you get the old one or the new one. That's totally up to you. Beethoven 1201. You get Fraggle Songs.
Okay, now I'm lost. I don't think I've heard of that one.
That's older than either of us.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
Hold on.
Anime Girl, you are going to get Sesame Street. All Father preaches the Lamb's Gospel. Thou shalt bow whenever you want, for that is the word of the Lamb.
Duh.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know. I was like, Fraggle Songs. Is that like Fraggle Rock? It is. That is literally what it is.
All Father, you're getting Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh, bless.
Aaron Heglund, you get Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? 2-Sec Sean, I have to show you my Rule 34 review. It is my favorite of my many folders. You get very, very different. What's New, Scooby-Doo?
God, I think I still know like the tune of the opening to that song. Like, I think it's,
It's
like
locked
it's permanently lodged in the back of my head.
Next we move on to our Joey Wheeler tier, where everybody is going to get a quote from Kids Say the Darndest Things, read as Joey Wheeler by Shaun.
Oh, cool.
Just Google "kids say the darndest things" quotes, and you should be able to find something.
You mean the thing where most of the time it's like their parents trying to be interesting and amusing?
Shh, 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 shh. Yes, it's Reddit before Reddit existed, Sean. Or Facebook, or basically just social media.
Wait, what the? Oh yeah. Oh Jesus. The problem is, Rem, I didn't Google quotes. I just Googled the title, and the first thing I see that pops up is Bill Cosby. So I'm already uncomfortable. Yeah, because I forgot that he was in fact like the host for that show. So maybe we should reconsider.
Well, we're just talking about the kids, Sean.
Yeah.
We want to make it clear. These are not Bill Cosby quotes. Which would be wildly unacceptable. Alright, so we start
100 kids say the darndest thing quotes on fucking Pinterest. Ugh.
I believe in your abilities to find something, Sean.
Right.
We go to Raphtalia my anime waifu will return in September. And describe how the rest of their day is gonna go via a kids say the darndest things quote.
These are not good. Okay. God. Okay, sure. I'll just choose one of these at random. Some of these are memes, some of these are actual quotes. This one comes in the form of a math problem. So this will be fun.
Dope.
Yeah, alright. Okay. There are 26 kids at the beach, then 37 more kids come. How many kids are at the beach now? And the kid responds, too many for COVID-19.
The rest of your day is gonna go conscientiously.
Yeah.
Next we move on to Pizza Cotton Candy is my waifu.
This one's simple. Hey Siri, Easter eggs, shopping list. Auto 2.5 years.
What?
That's literally the quote. That is literally the quote. It is literally just a kid using Siri to order Easter eggs at 2.5 years of age. Don't know why they included the 0.5.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot here, Rem, and all of it is bad.
Right, Pizza Cotton Candy, the rest of your day will be as disappointing as that quote. Next up we have Magic Ice Ball.
You can't get mad at me. Those are the rules of the game. All I did was make the game up. Sella, age 5.
Okay, you know what? See, you're making the rules, Magic Ice Ball. It's up to you to make this a good day. Next up we have Eldritch Daddy Dylan has BHE, Big Horn Energy.
I don't know what that means. This one is a tweet from a mother, apparently. One of the greatest joys of parenting is doing workout videos in front of your children. They yell out little encouragements like, Mom, she's going faster than you, and why did you stop? It's still going.
Eldritch Daddy Dylan has BHE. The rest of your day, you're gonna endlessly compare yourself to others and feel inadequate, unfortunately.
Too real. That's too real.
I know. Next up we have Dylan Army General. Please play Yandere Simulator.
School is better on Zoom because you can fart whenever you want and no one can smell it. A glass half full 5-year-old.
That's just your day's gonna be free and relaxing, alright? Next up we got Demon Ray 13.
A correspondence between a 6-year-old and a mother. Let's see. Mommy, I love you. I love you too. And you're so nice. Holding back tears. And you smell like grandma. There you go. That's it.
Demon Ray 13, you're gonna visit your grandma today. Congrats. It's very simple. It's very simple. Next up we have My Dear Old Mum.
My favorite continent is Antarctica. Why? Because I don't like people.
Mom, just get away from people for the rest of the day. Just don't deal with them. Fuck all those people, man. Who needs them? Next up we go to Charles C. Nussbaum.
Oh, fuck. The rest of these are stupid. I need a new site.
We got 3 left.
I would like just straight kids quotes. Here we go. Perfect. The mailman hardly ever brings us mail. Do you think he's dead?
Charles, you're gonna be found out after you killed the mailman. People are on to you, Charles.
I was
People
about to say,
you.
Don't kill off our patrons, please.
No, yeah, Charles isn't gonna die. He might go to jail for killing the mailman. Next up we have Blood Cell, not the white one.
Let's see. The cynical old man in me is infuriated by most of these. Okay, here we go. Can I have a Twick? You mean Twix? No, I only want one.
Blood Cell, don't overindulge today. And last but not least, going above and beyond, we have none other than Dylan Hayden.
Dear Rachel, you are the second best teacher ever. Love you.
Mr. Hayden, you're never gonna be the best. No matter how much you try, it's fucking tragic. No matter, I put in all this fucking effort. So thanks for that, Shaun. Thank you all so much.
Sorry.
If you want to reach out, whether it's for a comment, question, feedback, or recommendation, you can tweet us at AnimeConPod on Twitter, or send an email over onto animeoutofcontext@gmail.com.
I just have one more to add. This one says, my name is Liz, short for lizard, not Elizabeth. And then they have the audacity to put anonymous 7-year-old after that.
That's not very anonymous.
No, like that is the opposite of an anonymous quote. But at any rate, once again, thank you all so much for joining us. We love and appreciate you very, very much. And as always, don't fuck your sister.
Do not wet your chinchilla.
Hey, Rem, how big is that penis? Do you think it's a bit on the big side or is it a bit on the small side?
I will say small. Motherfucker, I'm using a pencil. All right, Shaun, are you feeling horny? You've heard it here first, folks. The 4-year-old makes Shaun wet.
You don't call MILFs for nothing.
And that's how we learned Shaun was a MILF.
It's in the name, Rem.
What the fuck is this show? What do you think of Dylan's dick? I feel like watching a video essay on it would give me all of the interesting bits and just streamline that process. Am I wrong? Is there anything left that would truly curveball or surprise me in a fascinating, delightful way?
I don't think so. Yeah, no, like, maybe there's something wrong with you and me, Rem. I'm able to get wet in it. But it's not gonna be as thrilling as an experience as if I was to, like, go properly swimming. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after watching 3 whole episodes of Kotaro wa Hitori Gurashi. Wow, that just
start over.
Start
over.
No, that's a start over for certain. Holy shit. Okay, 3, 2, 1.